Hello everyone. So I'm here with this information that we are again going to restart the release of the Perspective magazines, as we are getting the call that from when we are going to start the release of our Perspective magazine again, and we are overwhelmed with the response which has been given to us by the students towards this particular initiative. So we started this magazine in Feb, and you can download all the previous editions of our Perspective magazines from the link below the video. And now we are going to release the magazine for October, as we have to, because of some unforeseen circumstances which many of you are already well aware of. We were not able to release it on time, so we are releasing it now for the October month, and you can download the PDF of this magazine from our app, that is the Rahul Puri PSIR app. You can download all the previous editions of our magazine also from our app too. Okay, so from next month onward, all the previous magazines for the previous months we are going to release, and now we are going to release these magazines on time with a YouTube discussion video on the Perspective magazine, that how you should go through this magazine and how this magazine can help you from your exam point of view. Okay, the discussion of the previous editions is not there, so from now onward, for every month you will get the discussion of the Perspective magazine too, and this discussion you will be able to find on YouTube. Okay, so you can subscribe our channel. So as I said, I'm going to discuss, I'll give you the background a bit about the issue, and then I can tell you what things you can take from exam point of view from this magazine. This magazine is helpful for both GS students also, for your paper 2 and paper 3, that is International Relations and Internal Security in GS. Except writing the name of the scholar, you can take the opinions from the articles which you can use to enhance the value of your answers in your GS paper, and for sure it will going to help more to the PSIR optional students, and this magazine they can use it as a value addition in their notes for their paper 2 PSIR mains paper. Okay, so we're going to cover the important editorials and the articles, and I'm going to give you the background and how this editorial is useful from exam point of view. Okay, so if you see the first two editorials are about Pakistan itself, India-Pakistan relationship. Okay, so if you understand, third is about the visit of the German Chancellor to India. Fourth and fifth deals with the West Asian dynamics, and sixth is about India, US and China dynamics. Okay, this civil war in Sudan and why it matters to India, again it's about Western Europe. Okay, and the status of civil war is more of a factual topic, not that important from exam point of view. Just need to know, okay, there's a civil war going on in Sudan and turmoil in African continent. Now the first two is about Pakistan, that after a long time somehow leaders from both sides are trying to end the deadlock which prevails between India and Pakistan. So if we analyze the India-Pakistan ties, we can analyze it in three phases, and the first phase is from 47 to 71. 71 onwards till 98 is seen as the second phase, and post 98 is seen as the third phase in Indo-Pakistan relationship. And you can see there is no end year in the third phase, means we are stuck in the third phase, and both parties are not able to find that what can be the way forward. Both parties are not ready to move an inch from last many years, and there is a diplomatic deadlock. We all know this, that diplomatic deadlock is because of the different stand on the issue of Kashmir. Okay, while state of Pakistan wants to discuss J&K, according to India there is nothing to discuss on J&K. India wants to only discuss POK. For India, POK is an illegal occupation of the state of Pakistan And Pakistan needs to tell us when Pakistan will vacate POK. So for India, if there is anything to discuss on the issue of Kashmir, it is about POK, while Pakistan wants to discuss the complete JNK. India wants to discuss the issue of terrorism and want Pakistan to stop giving support to violent non-state actors against India. For Pakistan, Pakistan has never accepted that Pakistan supports terrorism against India. For Pakistan, they are mujahids, the freedom fighters who are fighting for their own independence. And on this issue, because of these two divergent perspectives, there is a complete deadlock. So when we say first phase is a phase of direct confrontation, second phase is a phase of relative normalization, and third phase is a phase of proxy war. Now, this war has dragged, and both parties are clueless how to move forward. So we are left with only two options: either to go for head-on collision and go for a nuclear war, as both are nuclear weapon state, or find a way forward for peace and cooperation. And the normalization of ties between India and Pakistan can do wonders for the stability of the South Asian region. Okay. In the same sense, we can see the second article also, the new template for dialogue with Pakistan. Now, as India is not able to find any way forward, so India is trying to bring a new template. The saying goes, in dealing with Pakistan, all kind of diplomacy has failed. From bus diplomacy to sports diplomacy to religious diplomacy. Okay, when Delhi Lahore bus service was started, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee went to Lahore, known as bus diplomacy, so all kind of diplomacy has failed. And since the abrogation of 370, okay, as India abrogated 370 and Pakistan stand is till the time India will not going to re-implement it, we are not going to start any negotiation, while according to India, now it is not possible to implement it back. So India has a very clear stand that we do not want to discuss anything on Kashmir. We only want to discuss POK. So what is the new approach? Now these lines you can use if the question comes on India-Pakistan in the present times in your conclusion. That India is focusing on conflict management. Okay. A clinical minimalization focused on conflict management, it appears to define New Delhi's engagement with Islamabad. Means the current policy is focusing on focuses on conflict management, reacting decisively if Pakistan's actions disrupt peace. So now the government is very clear, if you will try to disrupt peace, we are going to retaliate. And according to India, trade and terror cannot flow together. Now, after the attack, the Uri attack, India went for surgical strike. This was the first clear message as per this approach. After Pulwama, India went for Balakot airstrike. Again reflects the current approach, that if Pakistan will try to disrupt peace, we are going to react. That too decisively, but always open for positive gestures. So India will not shy away from reaching out to the civilian leadership of Pakistan. Okay, so you can use these words in your conclusion that current policy clearly focuses on conflict management, reacting decisively if Pakistan's actions disrupt peace. However, we are open for all the positive gestures, whatever we can. But first, Pakistan needs to be very clear that they will not going to use terrorism as a policy to disrupt peace. Okay. So in this context, this much is important. These points are important for you from Green's point of view. Okay. Next is now Germany's visit. So German's visit of German Chancellor is important in which context? We all know. Now, in which context this visit is important? We all know that. On Russia's war in Ukraine, India has tried to project neutrality. The US and the Western European countries wanted India to take a clear stand in favor of the Western European countries that Russia is trying to disrupt peace. Russia's military action in Ukraine is the first major military action which has disturbed the peace in Europe after the end of Second World War. Okay, but India decided to maintain neutrality. Not well taken by the Western European leaders, but now, as German Chancellor is coming to India, clearly reflect Germany recognizing India's geopolitical importance. Okay, so Germany wants to deepen its ties in the Indo-Pacific. Okay, so Germany is also not comfortable with the rising influence of China, and Germany also wants to reduce its dependence on China by increasing its engagement with India. Okay, so despite acknowledging, yes, we have differences over Ukraine, Germany is open for dialogue and cooperation. Okay, this clearly reflects the rising profile of India on world stage, that the political weight of India has increased in world affairs. Okay, as world wants to reach out to India. In this context, this article is important. Now, another is Netanyahu's regime change fantasy for Iran, means Israel wants to change the Shia fundamentalist regime in Iran. This is what many believe, that Netanyahu is aspiring, or Israeli leadership is aspiring to change the regime in Iran. For last many years, US has imposed severe sanctions on Iran. What is the objective of imposing sanctions? So that economic hardship should increase in Iran and people should protest against the fundamentalist Shia regime of Iran, and Iran should become a truly elected republic, because right now it is republic, but who is the supreme head? The religious head. That's why it is theocratic republic. Okay, a state still governed as per religion. So Israel wants to topple the regime of the fundamentalist Shias, right? But it is saying that it's a fantasy. Anyways, as such, this aspiration of Netanyahu is not important. What is important from our point of view as an aspirant of UPSC, both from pre and mains point of view, to understand the reasons for Iran-Israel tensions. Why Iran and Israel have tensions with each other? What are the objectives of India's Look West policy and what are the challenges? Now, one of the major challenge for India's West Asia policy is to balance out Iran-Israel relationship. If Israel is important for us from our defense point of view and for counter-terrorism, Iran is a strategic ally of India in the region, as through Iran we want to reach out to Afghanistan and Central Asia, and our Chabahar port in Iran is seen as a counter to China's Gwadar port in Pakistan. Okay, in this context, Iran is a strategic ally of ours. So, rising tensions between US-Iran and Israel-Iran is one of the major challenges for India's West Asia policy. If normalization of ties will take place between Israel and Iran, it will be easy for India, or it will going to, if ties will be normalized between the two, it will be in the interest of India. During the G20 meet, India announced IMAC, India Middle East Economic Corridor, and now if the ties will be normalized between Israel and Iran, only then IMAC will be a possibility. Okay, so rising tensions between the two posing a major challenge of our look west policy, and this region lies in our extended neighborhood, and the stability of this region is one of our core interests. In this aspect, this article is important. Not as such, what is the aspiration of Israel in Iran? It is not our concern. Okay, our concern is that we want that the ties between the two should be normal. Okay. Again, a three-tier war. You can only understand the dynamics of our look west policy if you understand the West Asian politics. So now I am not going to explain the complete nuances of the West Asian politics. There are YouTube videos of mine in which I have explained the geopolitical dynamics of West Asia. You can watch those videos and you will understand the dynamics of West Asian politics. You will have a complete clarity of the reasons for chaos, violence and instability in the region. One thing is very clear, it is not in our interest. Stable West Asia is in our interest. Now China, India and New Delhi's Quad dilemma. Very important one, already questions been asked from Quad. Now what you need to understand, not as such, again article is not important. Important is to understand in which context Quad was created. You need to know the background in which Quad was created. Okay, so Quad is the initiative of US, in which US projected Quad is an alliance of democracies. Okay, to ensure the liberal world order. US never openly projected that it is against China, but US projected it's an alliance of democracies to protect the liberal world order, the rule-based world order. It's an indirect message to China that China is challenging the rule-based world order, at least in Asia Pacific, by giving hostile statements against the countries of Southeast Asia and also to Taiwan, threatening Taiwan with a military action. In this backdrop, Quad was created, and the US Quad alliance of 4 countries, that is US, Japan, India, Australia, all 4 democracies. But India was not ready to escalate tensions with China and to entangle itself in US-China rivalry. India projected even China can be a party to Quad, a communist state. This statement of India was not well taken by US, that we are looking towards you as one of the major military ally and you are not ready for taking clear strides. So New Delhi's Quad dilemma is what? Whether to embrace Quad as a military alliance or not, because China projects and China considers Quad is a Asian NATO, and through this India has diluted its objective of aspiring for a multipolar world order. According to India, we are committed for multipolar world. We are with you towards the achievement of multipolar world. In BRICS, we have created new development bank through which we have challenged IMF. As in IMF, US hold majority voting rights and developing countries were demanding more voting rights. As West was not ready to devolve more voting rights, we have created a new development bank, so we are with you. And IMF is seen as the organization created by US, where US hold majority voting rights. So we are ready to challenge Western hegemony with you. We are with you in climate change talks. It is we who are demanding reforms in UNSC. You are not allowing that. You are restricting India's entry in UN as a permanent member. So we are with you for a multipolar world. You need to tell us, are you sincere for multipolar? This is the question raised by India to the communist leadership, because it is very clear you are not aspiring for multipolar. You want to assert Sino-centric world order. And if you will assert Sino-centric, we do not have any other option but to embrace Quad as a military alliance. Allowing Australia to join Malabar military exercise is a clear reflection of this aspect, that India will not shy away from embracing Quad as a military alliance if China will assert its hegemony in the region. So in this perspective, this article is important. What exactly is the Quad dilemma for India? Okay, I hope this discussion will help you to read this magazine with a bit more interest, So take the points, add value in your notes, and keep following perspective and further discussions every month, which will help you to prepare your paper 2 PSIR in a better way. Okay. For any question, any query, you can reach to us. You can ask your question in the comment section. Me and my team will respond for all your questions and queries. Okay. Thank you. See you next month. Bye. Take care. Best wishes.